Alright, everybody is present and accounted for. Who remembers what the hell we were doing?
Some orcs and save the guy from a fire.
I'm an owl exterminator.
If I remember right, we took something very small that you mentioned and ran with it, and then got to a point where you didn't have any stuff to back up the point where we were going, and then we had to stop.
That's every session.
Isn't that normal?
That is the status quo.
You just dove into a burning house to bring out a guy who's barely breathing or something like that.
And then we're carrying water or something.
Rolling it, I believe. We were rolling water barrels or something.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we're rolling them up the street.
Yeah, we put out a house or two, and then we were trying to decide if the rest of the town was going to burn or if it was contained or what.
So that all gels.
Saved the mayor, I think.
Yes, that all gels with what I recall. So, as we have it, you guys, both Corin and Thongrim, did dive into this house that we see in view right here, and saved the old guy whose name was Ogier. We'll call him Ogier because Ogre sounds too bad. And I need to put a token out for Ogier because he is out there. 1 second.
And isn't this guy dead?
No, that would be Corin's new token.
Yeah, I got rid of that weird one.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so everybody should see Ogier on the screen. Yes?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
I put in a weird spot.
Ah, okay.
It looks like he's in the square below him, but he's not.
I gotcha. Alright, so you guys dove into this smoky building and saved the leader of this township area, Hamlet, I think we called it, while everybody else was fairly going around dousing the fires and saving what they could and putting out. I mean, this has taken a good part of the day between fighting the band of orcs that had come through the town and battled with you guys because you were, stopping them from doing what they wanted to do. So y'all saved him with the help of you. I believe it was Raz who convinced the small gnomish guy, Burgle, to join into the fray, and that's why we have got the little garden gnome helping out here for a moment. So as you went through, it's resuscitating the leader and dealing with all that, you guys went around town and did stop most of the fires. However, several of the buildings throughout the township did burn down, including the town's library, the apothecary, and the barn that stored most of the town's food. Now, the area had been cleared out as the township, townspeople ran away and ran for their lives. But they've, over the course of the day, as it started going on and the smoke started not necessarily clear, but at least reduce in intensity, from a roaring smoke to kind of, just that smoldering stuff you would see. They started coming back into the town and assessing the damage and helping squelch the rest of the fires. So, as you went on, as Ogier came back to his senses, and he wasn't badly burned, just a little, obviously taken aback, smoke inhalation and all this. Enough to, where Siona's laying out on hands, as I recall, helped bring him back to, a stable state. They went on throughout the day and, wanted to reward the group for their heroism. And this is something that will, as the days and weeks go on, news of this particular event will speak highly of you guys as player characters. This went towards adding to your renown as adventurers and heroes in this land. You've gone from kind of no-name people, from this random boat that landed off the shore, to this group of adventurers who, hey, people might recognize you, or have at least heard stories about you, if not recognizing you by name. So Oger, comes to the group, and with an offering of some items, as a general thank you for saving his town and saving his life. But first, Oger looks at Burgle and gives him, for his heroism and his valor in standing with the heroes, appoints him as his right-hand man, his lieutenant, in governing the township of Bilgendab, which that's a fun name to say. Looking at the heroes, and he says, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for our town, and I sincerely hope that you will accept these not trinkets, but these items. They may help you on your quests going forward. And he reaches into this chest that Burgle had brought forth to him, and brings out a flat iron rod that has a button on one end of it. And he holds it up in his hand, as going, we've had a few of these come through town. I'm not sure that we have much use for it at this point, but this is an immovable rod, and I believe you might find this useful in whatever adventures you've got going forward. I'm not really sure where you came from or where you're going. It's helped me in the past, and I believe, seeing that what you've done for us, it may do you more good than it does me. I also have a hammer that I've used in my fighting days, and which are clearly over. But it's a very special hammer. It is. I've had it. It's been in my family for a while. But we've called it our berserk hammer, and I see that one or two of you may be able to make use of this tool, and I hope that you will take kindly to this. And you see him reach down, and he roots through, and as another special thing, I want to give this to you because I'm fairly surprised and shocked to see that you guys, that your party, that you don't have these already, and it's strange to me. And he reaches in and hands each person in the party a thin metal band, that you take one and you're looking at it somewhat puzzled. These bands are fairly common throughout our land here, and they contain charms. They're used for charms. You'll see each band has three spaces that you can insert a charm into them, and I've already placed one of these charms, each for what I believe you are. To each of you, you have a special charm out of character. There's going to be a crest charm for each one of your classes, which, if you look up there on the list that I sent you. So Thongrim will get a barbarian charm. There will be a bard crest, a paladin's crest, etc. And as another thanks, again, you have saved our lives, and I'm eternally grateful. He reaches in and he allows you to pick out another charm from his box of charms. So what we're going to do... I'm going to let y'all roll from the charms table for an additional charm for your bands. And then we will continue the conversation from a character standpoint.
So we roll a 1 out of 112? 100?
They're not all in there, though.
No. I actually created a table. So if you look in Discord...
It's in the links on the...
Yes, the link is there, but if you type in that, you will roll from the random table in Roll20.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, how do I get to that?
I did it this way because we can add additional ones. If you guys have suggestions, I can add it and it'll just roll into it.
So you're saying that, which I get no table found with that name. Did I type it? Oh, is it case sensitive?
Must be.
Hey,
Got some fun ones.
what did I get? It doesn't say the number that's in our list, though. So
No, it doesn't, and it won't do that. So, had to take the good with the bad. So Lindsay's did not work because...
Might be missing the roll.
No, she had a squirrely bracket where instead. All
Yeah, I didn't close it right.
right.
That witchlight moth is 46.
yeah, I'm fine with it.
Arcane knowledge is 49.
But it has to do with scrolls.
It allows you to cast any scroll, provided that you pass that. So, all right. So that
I'm a wizard.
for that,
You're a wizard, Harry.
you're a hairy wizard. No, if you expend that charm, it would allow you to do that. So these charms are basically allowing us to break the game in specific situations as a one-time use only, unless it says otherwise. So I will let y'all re-roll if y'all don't like what you got and take the better of the two, or the one you like better of the two.
So we get to re-roll once?
If you
Can
want,
we
yes.
trade?
Because
Yeah, you can trade. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't need the light, but
well, the one I got is a rogue class feature.
So it's something he already has.
ooh, is that worth a trade? Oh wait, I don't have to retype it.
That one's towards the bottom of the list.
Well, don't we have to attune the charms, though? I thought that was part of it, so changing them in combat wouldn't really be worth... Oh, I like the Heart of Mara. 18, if anybody wanted to look at it. I think I'll take that over a little Moth of Light. It fits my character very well, I think. Oh, wait a minute. That's a single use. Never mind.
So does the number next to the charm name mean something? Yes. Okay, so that doesn't mean you get 2 or something. Okay, so does the if you expend the charm that for as a reaction to a melee attack hitting you, does the use basically negate the damage? Is it like, so if a sword was going to hit you, it hits you, the charm triggers and breaks, but it's kind of like an expelling force that negates the damage, or do you take the damage and then they would take the damage that you used from the charm? It's fine. I've just been playing too much God of War. I'm now into interrupting attacks with counter damage. My brain literally cannot function otherwise.
Well, this came from someone's like add-on, right? This was like a write-up in one of like Dragon Magazine or whatever they used to do nowadays, right? Oh, okay. Dragon Magazine. Now it's Reddit. You know. Okay, how did you turn that into a card so quick? Will?
I went to my attack and spellcasting, hit the plus, and typed it in.
Ah, there it is.
Yes, he's a Roll20 master.
Well, no, I've actually just recently had to do that for the Staff of Adder, but I forgot where it was. So.
Okay, so we've so we'll go back to this being in character. Oger has just bequeathed you guys with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm assuming the treasurer has gotten everything there. There's something I need to type in there for you guys.
Test, test.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, my battery's died.
Alright, so to save you guys some investigation and identification, those are the two other items that Oger had bequeathed to the party.
Okay, I have no use of that hammer. I'm guessing that's going to maybe Thong Grimmator?
Sorry, what was that?
I'm saying that Berserk hammer, it's not nothing I can use. I don't know who uses a Warhammer here. So I'm guessing either Thongrim or Siona.
How long is that white rod?
I think rod's usually like a foot or two.
I just foresee something where you're holding it, you know, you're standing in a way of like a horse carriage or something that's charging you down, and you like hit this thing about chest high and then dive to the side, and it basically just becomes a missile.
It's about 2 to 3 feet long, 1 inch thick, and weighs 2 to 5 pounds.
Or if somebody was charging at you, could you use it and then dive out of the way and they basically impale themselves?
Technically, that sounds like...
Or I guess you could, if you had somebody on the ground, you could put it on their chest and then push the button, and then they couldn't get up, right?
Unless they can slide out. But if you read it, you could jump in the middle of the air, just press it and hang there.
Yeah, but if you did it the other way, like if you put it on their stomach and push down to where like you couldn't get it over your hips or over your rib cage, then you're basically pinned down forever, right?
Yeah, I would take that as kind of like the, Thor's hammer. Just put it on top of the toilet seat, and there you go.
Oh, if you put it on someone's chest, though, all they can do is reach down and press the button.
True.
It's not fingerprint encoded.
Nope.
It's not attuned. It's not an attuned item then.
No.
Or make a DC 30 strength check and push it up.
So there could be some very clever things.
What? I don't think.
It means none of us could do it.
Yeah, it should be a fun thing. We'll see. I mean, it can hold what, 8,000 pounds? And it's
So could a mage hand push the button?
Yes.
yeah.
Ah, I know. Tie a rope to that thing.
Do I hear some Indiana Jones music? I don't know.
It's just a shame Mage Hand only has a 30-foot range.
Oh. We could make a nice swing with it.
Well, just remember that you have it. There's going to be some interesting things that you can do with it. I'm sure. I trust you guys.
That is your second mistake.
I know.
And who has that manure?
That's me.
So Oger looks at you and says, "Here, do you have any questions for me?"
You guys get a orc rated often around here?
This has been the first time that this has happened that I can remember. We've been such a peaceful town. We were just caught off guard.
What were they looking for? Were they looking for money or resources? Could you even understand any of them?
No, they just came in and started looting and yelling. I mean, I heard bits and pieces, something about Grumsh, and I heard that several times, but they looked like they were collecting food. Whatever looked shiny, honestly, I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
Did you happen to see a black caravan come through of wagons for the Black Church? We were following them. Did this attack happen, before or after they would have come through here?
Oh, the church's caravan did come through here. They came through about 4 days ago. So this was well after that. Those bloody bastards took all of our food, and they were on a mission, but they stopped, and I couldn't get. They wouldn't let me ask any questions. They kind of roughed up several of our people who even tried to look near the caravan. Why do you ask? I mean, why would you be chasing these people?
We got separated back in the hills, and we're just attempting to rejoin them.
You're with the church?
Not officially. We're more of a sort of ancillary operation.
Can you roll me a perception check as anybody in the group? Maybe an insight check. Let's go with insight.
Well, that's not me.
So you notice as you're saying that Oger starts clamming up a little bit, like maybe he's made a mistake.
Well, you see, we're from Oldenburg. I am originally, yeah. This is some friends of ours, and as you can see, where the Black Church tends to go, chaos and carnage tend to follow. And as helpful as we try to be, we follow them and try to more or less clean up their mistakes subtly out behind them. So that's why we lag behind. And, what's happened here has happened elsewhere along their journey, which is why we started a day behind and now we're 4 days behind, cleaning up after them as we go. But this castle, that would be Frederick's town?
Well, it's very hard to explain. I know it seems that everywhere the church goes, there tends to be, I don't know, this ominous presence almost. Like we tend to see goblins and orcs and hobgoblins and bandits and all sorts of nastiness just tends to follow in their wake. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but it seems Aldenburg was no exception to this, and we've been trying to keep the town safe from some of these more chaotic things ever since the caravan left. And, well, one thing led to another, and now we're out here continuing that work. And, well, now you see for yourself that wherever the caravan goes, wherever the church goes, no one is safe. It's inexplicable, really. It's almost like they're sending these ruffians out to do the work for them, but I don't know, maybe it's just coincidence, but we feel somewhat obliged to keep Aldenburg safe, and while we're here, by luck or chance or good fortune, we've had the pleasure of keeping other places safe as well.
Well, that does sound like a noble quest, and I do appreciate it. I can't imagine why the church would send orcs after us. We've done nothing to antagonize the church. We've been very faithful to the cause. But we do appreciate very much your assistance. I can't say whether or not these are dark days or not, but I mean, if anybody can help keep things in order, I'd be very thankful, and I would support that cause very much.
Well, as you can probably discern, a group of adventurers who more or less undo the negative effects left behind by the church can at times run contrary to the church and run afoul of their watchful eye. This Castle Frederick, I fear when we arrive, we will not be welcomed in with, royal banquets and red carpets, but we do need to get inside and get to that caravan as discreetly as possible, perhaps only to verify something or to retrieve something if we find it. Do you happen to know maybe a lesser traveled way into there?
Thongam, roll me a persuasion check. So, if I understand your words correctly, Master Dwarf, and you see he's a little confused still by the horns and the Minotaur's skull. You're not part of the church, but you're part of you're helping the church by cleaning things up, but you're not of the church. But you're trying to clean up, but by cleaning up, the church is going to be angry with you. So you're not going to be welcome at the castle. Am I following you correctly? So you want to sneak in to the castle that's held by the people you are helping, but they're gonna not... I don't understand.
Look, maybe this way. Think of it as the church as someone who goes along setting small fires. They set the fires, they enjoy the warmth, and then they leave and leave the fire completely unattended. If the fire burns out of control and burns down, say, your village, gesturing around, then they would not feel responsible or have any interest because the fire that happens after they leave is not their concern. Think of us as the people who go behind those people and put out the fires that they started so that everyone doesn't have to risk burning their towns down. And as you could tell, or as you might surmise, sometimes putting out their fires angers them.
If we can get to this caravan that you're familiar with, well, let's just say it would be much more difficult for them to leave these wayward fires behind.
I think I see. Okay. Well, if you're going to help put out these fires, both literal and figurative, as it would be, I suppose I would be willing to help. I'm a little confused, but you did help us here, so I do feel obligated to help you anyway. So I will tell you this. Between here and the castle is, I would assume, you may not have been there, Master Dwarf, but there is a border tower between here and there, and they are a it's a fairly well stocked and guarded place. They're not inventory. They're staff. They are a fairly well staffed tower, and if they sense trouble, they're likely to send a runner or some signal to the castle that trouble is nigh. And thank you. And furthermore, you said you were looking for a way to sneak in. I'm not sure if I know of any place in particular to sneak into the castle. Let me think for a second. I'm having I'm having some trouble thinking of anything. It's been a while since I've actually been inside the castle, especially since the captain has taken a much harsher role in overseeing the security of the castle. But I will say, the castle is, he points down the road, down, the direction where you came, that you were initially heading. It's within a day's, the castle itself is within a day's ride. The border tower, you're likely going to come up to it, in a couple of hours of normal, I see your steeds tied up back there, probably within a couple of hours.
Well, all right. Well, that sounds just fine. Is there anything else we can help here? Or do you believe you have the carnage under control?
Well, I'd say, you've helped us a great deal, and we'll continue to take all the help we can get. It seems like the fires have been largely put out. my people have been coming back, and Burgle here is going to be taking on a larger role in organizing the efforts. So, I mean, you did us a great service by dispatching the orcs. I'm not sure my people would have done very well against them. Me in my old age, my warhammer here wouldn't have sufficed. I will say, I mean, it looks like they, with the church caravan taking most of our food and the orcs burning the rest of our barn, we're going to have to send somebody to get some provisions for our people. In the meantime, it's going to be a bit tight here, I would imagine.
Perhaps we could escort your caravan, your food wagon, to the castle. If we're headed the same way, and we could at least watch out for it.
And if we're heading through this border tower that you speak of, it would give us a bit of an excuse to pass through unharassed, I think.
Well, we normally don't do business directly with Castle Frederick. As I said, it's Captain Tajuri has taken a bit of a hard line on helping non-military bases and people. Most of our merchants is with Jonesburg and Aldenburg.
Well, be careful if you head to Aldenburg. The hills are, alive with the sound of ogres or kobolds.
Oh, yeah, beat me to it.
Wow, that's the only thing that came to mind when I started saying it.
Damn you, man.
Where did these ogres come from? I know in the chaos it may be hard, but from a direction, do you know where ogres reside?
Master Dwarf, I've never in my life seen an ogre.
Well, they certainly didn't materialize in the middle of your town, did they?
You mean orcs? Oh.
What is it? What are we fighting, orcs? I don't know. The thing this dead thing here, kick.
Yes, orcs. Yes.
Sorry, it feels like it's been 3 weeks since I last saw one myself.
Well, if you need a pool or a mirror or something, I can help you with that. But the orcs seem to have come from the other side of the road. I don't exactly know from whence they came. They seem to be kind of a traveling band of things.
But why did the orc cross the road?
Obviously, Master whatever you are, gnome, they got to get to the other side of us here. They wanted what we had, what little of it was left. So we'll be dispatching somebody, our traders, not traitors, but our traders to Jonesburg and Aldenburg here. Probably bright and early in the morning to get us some additional supplies.
And neither of those is in the direction we are headed.
No, they back in the direction. I'm assuming you remember where Aldenburg is, and Jonesburg's a bit to the southwest of here.
Would it be possible for us to borrow a horse, a cart, and Master Burgle here for a day or so as we ride towards the castle?
That's... He looks a little exasperated.
I mean, I understand it's putting you off, but, you might have been dead.
Damn, man.
I mean, I'd hate, to inconvenience you like perhaps the inconvenience that I experienced running into a burning house, but if it's too much, I don't want to put you out.
Roll me an intimidation check, please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean double click. I'm not particularly trying to be intimidating. Maybe I am, but I don't want to be threatening.
Well, it's definitely intimidating.
More of a guilt trip.
Oh. Yes, Eldon, you are correct. Thongrim has reared his head again.
Roll for passive aggressive.
Yeah, you were doing so well, you being the barbarian negotiator. And then the intimidation came. So, Oger kind of takes a step back and is going, that's, again, I mean, we only have, we need these resources we need our carts to go get more food. And while I would love to help, I think I've got to look out for my people. And I need to go secure some more food. And unless there's a way that you can magically make food and resources appear that will keep, these 50 to 60 people, fed for the next day and a half, 2 days, I don't see how I can possibly help you.
I know we have a bag you can pull poop out of.
Are you insinuating that we can eat shit?
Wait, so between the thing with the poop and my bone that makes anything smell like meat, with enough, with enough imagination, you could think you were eating.
I will say I've heard that orc is delicious.
He turns his eyes up at you, and Burgle, you see him, he raises his hand to his mouth like he's about to vomit. The dwarf and gnome are looking at each other, somewhat perplexed by what's happening here. So, between trying to offer us shit to eat and flowers, what do you take us for? Yes, you've helped us, but I'm a little taken aback. What? I don't understand what's happening.
Well, 1 second. We need a sidebar with my adventuring party. Would it be bad if we just put the saddle on him and turned him into a horse?
Why are we doing this?
What is happening?
What if we just murder everyone and steal the wagon?
What if we just go on our way?
Hey, come, Thongrim. They've suffered enough.
No, I keep thinking if we have a representative from their town and we can roll up to that tower, they'll see the smoke in the distance and we have sort of a plausible story of getting help for an orc attack. But I don't know if that's in our best interest to try and force that angle.
It's an agreeable angle, but I believe they've suffered enough at this point in time. I think they need all they can to recover from half of their buildings being burnt.
Yes, and I'm wondering if, like, this border, like, is the tower, so it's clearly, like, a watchtower or, a sentry for the, actually, so I'm going to walk up to Odra and be like, so this border tower that you were referring to, that you make it sound like there's some kind of sentry for the castle, is that correct? Do you know if they send watches out, or do they do the changing of the guard, if you will? Are they less manned at night? Do people come to and from this town from that sentry post?
I'm not exactly sure what their watch order is, but I mean they've got several people that are there. I would say I would like to believe that they have people there, through all hours of the day and the night.
Is there a way possibly around the tower?
Well, the woods around the road there are a bit dense. You might lose your way if you try to go stray a bit around too far from the road. I can't say I would recommend that. There's no telling obviously with the orcs and everything that have happened here, I'd still say the road is probably your safest bet. You might be able to sneak past. I don't know. You could probably go around. It might take several days. I don't know if you're trying to get there in a hurry. If you're not trying to get to the castle in a hurry, I suppose I could go try to find, well, the town library has been burnt, so I don't know if we have any maps. I'd have to see. That we might be able to ask around and see if somebody knows the best way to get around the long way. It's been a while since we've done that, though.
Doesn't sound like we're going to get much more out of them.
Thank you for your time, old man. May your town prosper, and we look forward to hopefully coming through and being able to take in your fair city in more pleasant circumstances.
Well,
we will now leave cartless and burgleless to our certain doom.
I wish you the best. Thank you for the gold. It'll go a long way to help our people be fed. And I'm truly sorry that I can't offer you in good conscience my one of our 2 carts that are still serviceable. And as far as sending Burgle, well, he did a tremendous deed here. I can't imagine he would want to go. Might be a little outside of his comfort zone. As you look down, and the gnome is kind of nervously shaking his head. And yes, he doesn't want to do that. But they are grateful again. We are grateful for what you've done, and we wish you the best in catching up with your crew. And best of luck in your future adventures. Hopefully Captain Tajori won't be too angry with you for putting out our town. As he looks at you a little confused. But yes. So him and Burgle start walking back into their smoldering town to start helping the people put things together, or back together.
As Burgle's walking away, I pat him on the shoulder and I'll give him one of my 2 daggers. I'll say, you did a very, very good job defending the town today. I hope you never need this, but in case you do, it's always good to be prepared. Just keep this close.
He looks up at you with awe and says, thank you in whatever his voice was, which I can't remember, and kind of continues walking, eyeing this dagger with just awe. He's clearly thankful. So I assume the party is. Go ahead.
No, just like that. I was thinking something along the very same lines. I'm like, what just happened there? Sorry.
I do have to applaud you for at least thinking of trying to feed these people poop. That will make my day.
I couldn't remember what all we had. I was like, I thought at one point somebody had something, but then I guess it was the everything smells like food, right? I thought somehow we had a bag or something that did something with rations, but I couldn't remember what it was.
So I guess we should go on our way.
All right. So go ahead.
When we get to this tower, they're not going to be very friendly. We're all on the same page here, correct?
That stands to reason.
So, what are our options here? Do we go in, swords ablazing, so to speak, and make sure no stragglers live to tell the tale, which, admittedly, is a little outside of my comfort zone? Or do we try to sneak by at night? Do we try to infiltrate and subdue? Master Rogue, Lady Siona, you guys are sort of the sneaky people and the, I would say, conscience of the group, if you will. What are your opinions?
I mean, is there any reason we have to even get near it? Can't we just go way around?
I'm not sure if we have that kind of time.
I mean, if there's one tower, there's bound to be several towers spread out to see each other, right? I would assume that if this is for some sort of military purpose, that any gap of the size that we would sneak through would not be a very efficient model.
Yes, but if we spend 6 hours going out of our way to go around the tower, is that really any slower than waiting for nightfall?
What time is it now?
I was trying to remember. So I believe that you guys got to this town mid-morning. So through all this shenanigans, I'd say it's probably getting closer to nightfall. You guys would have, done this battle. You would have helped, put out some of the fires. Obviously, I would expect that to take several hours. And then this conversation, 20, 30 minutes for that. I'd say it's not dark, but it's getting there. And the border tower, based on what Oger was saying, a couple of hours. So it's gonna be nightfall by the time you guys, if you decide to plow on through.
Well, I'm with you. I don't like the guns a-blazing plan. The stealth plan is good. It's probably plan A. We can always go for the illusion trick again. I know that didn't work the last time, but, that was against a group of people who were against the church like us, and that was kind of my B. But these people, we know they're with the church. If we just, show our little magical symbols that we're with the church too, and we're just in the rear escort, maybe they'll think we're part of the caravan to let us through. I don't know.
How many of them do you suppose there will be?
There was what? There was
Like
5 at the last place? 3?
We could always try to get them to look at the Book of Binding.
I think there's 10 of them.
There could be 76.
I said we just go around.
But it's probably closer to 10.
Well, what if, Cor, this may be your job. What if one of us does go up at night and scouts ahead of the rest of us just to get a good peek at what we're dealing with? And then, once we know how strong this opposition is, we can decide what the best plan is.
Again, we're just talking about waiting for nightfall, scouting, coming back, making a plan.
How far ahead did he say this was? Like a half day's ride or something?
Yeah, I was thinking like scouting 100 yards ahead, not coming back to town.
I'm just saying it's, well, 100 yards isn't much if they're in a tower watching you. You have to be pretty far away or behind a hill or some, something to keep out of sight.
Well, I suppose we follow this road, discussing our options, and as we get closer, should we see the tower, we can take stock of what time it is and what the landscape looks like and discern then, right?
And well, we've made it this far by winging it, so I'm sure we can come up with something.
That'll probably be murder.
It's a hobo's tale.
All right, well, I guess we're setting out then. Is that the plan?
That was my question. What is the plan?
Well,
Setting out.
Stop as soon as we get sight of the tower. Half mile, however far away it is when we first see it.
Okay, so Odger did mention that there was, obviously the wilderness and the trees and everything were a bit dense around the road heading that direction. He felt it was your best option to go that way and maybe try to skirt or work your way past the border tower. He mentioned on one of your other options, you could try to find your way through one of the other roads and kind of bypass the wilderness, but that would probably take you 3 to 4 days. We didn't check for a map or anything, but that would, probably 3 or 4 days to go around completely. Or if you tried to, use, more of a cut your way through the wilderness, sneaking through, and going that direction, that could take, add another day or two to your destination.
Did we ask what kind of tower it was? Like, is this a big stone tower or just a little wooden watchtower?
Now, you guys did not ask that.
All right. Well, again, I say we stop as soon as we catch sight of it.
Agreed.
And then we'll pull back some and get off the road and hide.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine either way either which way you guys want to go. I'm not pressuring you in either direction.
Towards the tower then, unless anyone stops me.
So he's got point.
Unfortunately.
Well, bards make good scouts. Singing loudly, attracting attention, that's great. All right. Let's see what happens then. Let me ask you guys this. Seeing as that it is getting close to night, what is your goal in terms of camping or, taking a long rest? What are y'all intending to do there?
Does anyone need a long rest? I'm personally okay.
I assume we'll want to take one so we're not exhausted. Yeah,
because that was my point. Is if you go through sunrise and you haven't taken a rest, I'd say you're probably going to all take a a level of exhaustion at that point.
Well, we had a long rest outside the spiders. So
Yeah, but then we traveled here and fought and talked to this guy forever.
So
It
we'll
just
probably.
And now
But how
we're
do you-
still we're walking to a tower now.
Will we reach that tower at nightfall if we go from here? Is that what we said? Half day's ride? Is that what we're looking at?
It'd be a couple of hours. Yeah, I'd say it's going to be about nightfall.
So camping underneath this tower, great idea.
Well, we said we were stopping if we came into sight of it, so we could back up and go camp. Or we could camp before we ever find it.
I mean, is there any reason if we were on this road and someone of them found us that we'd be in trouble? We're just travelers, right?
True.
Is there any reason why we couldn't go up this tower and be like, hey, we're travelers, we're passing on through?
That's fair.
I'm asking the party.
I think that's
Seems reasonable.
we could always try the pilgrimage angle.
I mean, you have a shop. You could be off help guarding you as you go scouting for...
New materials or designs or whatever.
I could use my guild contacts in the castle. Perhaps their man of arms would be open to sampling some wares, perhaps.
If we just say we're on a supply gathering run with you, and you've got to go meet a new supplier or something, just peaceful people going through, you got some guards with you, everything's fine. If not, we'll fall back to murder.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, I'll just tell you what I'm thinking. I can't remember what happened back in Oldenburg. I'm trying to think back through the backstory here and how things have gotten to where they are. So you guys got there, went to the Blue-Eyed Billy quest. At that point, the caravan had gone off, as what you learned from Rixie at the not the swingers place, but this, the cagey, sketchy tavern that Corin talked to that guy with, and they sent off. He told you to be on the lookout for his contact, the Maroon Hair or Wren, if you can find that person. I'm trying to remember if anybody had alerted the city or the church of y'all's presence or y'all's connection between what's happening. And I'm just thinking out loud. Does anything ring a bell with you, Ash?
You want to jump on another channel for a sec?
Hey.
So my thinking of it was only that perhaps they knew about it as the hangings would suffice, right? Like the hangings were frame jobs, obviously, and that it all disappeared overnight. Like it was, there's nothing to see here, so somebody knows about it at some level of the church. But I wouldn't think that would be like, hey, look out for these guys.
That's what I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember if anything had been put in place.
As far as we know, we showed back up. There were some people. We were like, oh man, what's going on? Then we took it. We left. I mean, there's been no open hostility from the guard or the city or the church towards us in any fashion.
Yeah. Okay. I know where I'm torn up, because I had something in place that was going to trigger that connection, but it never happened. Okay. So yeah, this
Is
plan.
is that when we went out at night and or one person went out and figured it all out without everybody going?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's
So however you want to deal with that.
oh no, this makes sense. I mean, I think the plan is great. It's going to bypass something if it works. I just can't imagine.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, shit.
Right, that's where we are.
Okay, cool. All right, I've been set straight. My memory has been recalled. Okay, so we're going to keep on going forward, and we're going to move on down the road from Bilgendab. I'm going to miss this place. Maybe we'll come back, revisit this place in the future. But the party's going to make their way, traveling down the road as they are wont to do. The sun is setting, and let's give me 1 second. All right, and as luck would have it, the journey through, as leaving the township and heading towards the inevitable border tower, goes fairly uneventfully. The sun just continues to set as you come up. You see a small tower from your perspective coming up in the distance. There does seem to be a little bit of a border wall between, before you even get to that, just as serving as a little bit of a choke point. But it's not close. I mean, you see the wall, and then a good ways past it, say 500-600 feet, maybe further. I'm really bad at guesstimating distances. Then you see this smallish tower. It is, Oger was obviously being very generous when he called it a tower. When you see this two-story, we make it out to be a two-story building that has this small uprising, a little bit of a guard's tower on top of it. So it is a smaller building. But you see it coming up in the distance. You can kind of make out the shape, but you don't see. You're too far away to see anything happening at this point. But out in the distance, I mean, you kind of get a general idea that they haven't seen you in the cover of as the darkness has come out there, as is covering the land. You do see some torches being lit around the wall and around. They have not, they have not recognized you or seen, anything at that point. So at this stage, you are on the road. That's what you're looking at, and I will leave it to you.
Do I see any patrols or torches on the outskirts of it, like moving around?
You do see what looks to be a torch moving around, yes. You can't make out, individual people. You do see a torch. But at my guess, you guys are not close enough to know at this point.
I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes to just look at this torch's pattern. Like, just get a feel for, is it kind of scouring the perimeter? Is it going back and forth? Does it ever go back up to the tower and come back down?
From what you can tell, assuming that you're watching it for 20, 30 minutes to see, it looks as though it is making its way, what would be around the tower, around the building. There's no discernible pattern about how long it takes. Sometimes it's, takes 5 minutes. Sometimes, let's say if you've been watching it for 20, 30 minutes, the first time was 5 minutes, the second time was about 15 minutes.
It's nighttime now. Sun's gone down.
Yes.
Well, here's our problem. I doubt we can pass through now because they'll probably wonder why we're traveling at night. If we camp too close and they find us, they'll be like, "Hey, why are you camping next to our, watchtower?"
But if we can intercept the guy with the torch, maybe we could impersonate him for half an hour and then mosey up past the tower and take care of them, or just walk right by it.
Go up to the tower and be like, "Hey, we're traveling and it's nighttime. Can we camp here with you guys so we're safe?" Again, we're escorting a merchant somewhere. And then at that point, if they refuse, we play it by ear.
So do we tell them that now or wait in the morning? You're saying in the morning?
I'm saying we go up there now and say, "Hey, we're traveling. It's late. Can we camp within your tower?"
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would hate to start camping this close to it and then have a patrol catch us in the middle of the night and wonder why we're, half a mile from the tower.
And then maybe negotiate the passing in the morning. Okay. I like it.
Anyone else have a...
I like it.
Aye.
Alright, I guess we're walking up to the patrol then.
All right, give me just a second. I like the plan. It sounds great, but didn't think about that one. Okay. All right. I was just trying to figure something out. So you're coming up to the guards, and let's see here. You're gonna walk up and.
I still see the town map. Is it just me?
I was working on it.
Never mind. Sorry, you were saying walk up, and I was like, wait, I don't know what I'm looking at.
All right. Well, so you guys should see a bunch of grass right now, and I didn't put a roof on it. So let me see how I can make this visible to you guys. Which, by the way, our subscription ran out.
Yeah, it was only a month.
That should be everybody. Go ahead and put yourselves where you want to be.
Where are you going, Thawing Ground?
Oh, where we want to be. Sorry. Man, that new avatar of yours is tough to see without that white background.
Yeah, I wonder if I can edit to give it a background. What's up with the wavy wolf?
Hang on. So the wavy wolf, that is now just now realizing that token's really crappy.
I thought it was a rock.
Yeah, it is an animal. It is a wolfy type animal that is walking alongside the knight, or the guard. You see him in gear. Let's see here. You do see you notice that in his armor does have the telltale symbol of the Church of Bane, the iconography on both his shield and on his armor. So as you're walking up to this, you do see that it is roughly a two-story building. One side of it is, to the right side of it from your vantage point, is a one-story building. The two-story part is on the left-hand side. Yes, you are on horseback. I keep forgetting. This has kind of been our hand-waving thing. You're traveling, you are on horseback, you come up, as you're coming down the road, the knight obviously catches his attention, and he calls out to you, "Who goes there?"
Hello there. We are with the Smithing Guild in Oldenburg. We're just heading towards the castle, and here and there we're looking for more provisions for the shop and for the guild in general. And we'll need to pass through in the morning. But before then, I just wanted to ensure that we could stay overnight here. We've had a weary day, and we didn't want to surprise you in the morning. Just coming up upon us in the wee hours of the morning sleeping. So just wanted your permission to camp here for the night, and tomorrow we'll discuss business and hopefully make our way through to the castle.
What business do you say again that you have with the castle?
Well, mostly provisions here and there, a lot of smithing materials. Thongrim, you know more about the specifics of the materials, I'm sure.
I mean, you can't get good help nowadays, can you? I mean, I pay you to represent me on the road, and I'm doing the work myself. My name's Thongrim. I run the Bloodbath and Beyond in Oldenburg. Finest wares in the land. I can tell from your sword that you're a man who knows fine wares. And we are on the way to try and procure some additional contracts with the castle. You know, the best militia in the land, according to the church in Oldenburg. And we are trying to branch out into more of a religiously themed line of wares. You know, we serve and stock the militia in Oldenburg, the official church there, and we just want to offer our supplies to the pack. Now, hold on, I'm not trying to get reach anywhere, but I'm going to reach into my bag here and pull out and show you my official guild paperwork, so you know it's clearly above board.
Clearly.
as you can see here, in good standing, of course. I wouldn't want to be a scab now, would I? But, but by any means, we're just on our way to speak with the captain of the guard, Captain,
Captain...
Terrible with names.
Captain Tajuri asked to see you.
No, not me personally, of course not. But we are told he is the man to see. If anyone handles the contracts and the equipping and maintaining of daily arms and armory, then that would be the man to see.
I highly doubt that you would be seeing him directly.
Well, he is busy, and I am a businessman myself, so I understand dealing with, I don't want to say lower tier, less senior officials myself. And I'll demonstrate my point. Your sword there. Can you tell me anything about the manufacturer there? The hilt, does it have an engraving?
He, out of curiosity, he looks down and inspects his hilt as he pulls it out and is looking at it, conveniently unsheathing the sword. I don't see any engraving markings on this.
What that tells me is that the man who made that sword and the man who takes care of that sword does not bother to put the craftsmanship in to put his own name on his weapon. What sort of a man would put a sword in your hands that he wouldn't put his own name on? I show you this. Corin, your sword, please.
Okay.
The guard pays attention to him.
Slowly and present it in a non-threatening manner.
This here, snatching it. Look here, hold the hilt, holding the hilt towards it. This hilt carries my brand. This blade is far superior to your own. No offense, my good man. You will only use the arms you are given, and I cannot stand to see a fighting man as yourself with such inferior weaponry. I put my name on every piece of arms and armor that I maintain. My reputation is your reputation.
Well, while I appreciate the salesmanship, I am the wrong person to talk to. You'd have to talk to our quartermaster, who happens to be at the castle. He looks around and he sees another knight. Now, John, don't. These are just travelers. Don't. I see you've come around, and best I can tell, these people have their. They seem to be taking. What was your name again, sir? In God's name, what are you wearing on your? What is that?
The Minotaur helmet. Sorry if it's off-putting. Pulls it off. This is the finest in alternative fall wear lines. Nothing can replace sheer intimidation on the battlefield, and the head of a Minotaur is as intimidating as one can get. This sword, here, sir, I'm showing you it. Take this sword and feel the weight, feel the balance, feel the craftsmanship against your own. Run the blade, run the sides. Tell me that holding that in your hand, mine is just a short sword, yours is obviously a long sword, superior in battle, I understand. But tell me that is not better craftsmanship, and that you would not want to be holding that should this establishment and this outpost be overran by an invaders.
He walks up to you. In between the two of you, and he takes the sword from you in his offhand, and he does, he's bobbing it up and down. Well, yes, this does feel like good craftsmanship, and he walks it back, takes it over to his other buddy. What do you think about this? And he passes it over to the other guard, the other knight. So, yeah, this is a nice sword. No, they're very. You mind if I keep this?
My short sword?
It is mighty nice, and I could use a replacement.
This is a fine sword, but it's no sword for a man of your stature and your accolades. This is for my my escort. I wouldn't dare push. Besides, it's a short sword. You would feel comfortable fighting with a sword whose reach is inferior to that? But a long sword. Let's see. I can do this two and this four. I believe, should your quartermaster agree, we will be able to outfit this post within 7 days, I think.
It's a mighty fast turnaround for these parts. Where did you say you were from?
Oldenburg, Bloodbath and Beyond. Surely you've heard the name.
I have. I'm just, wow.
So we are a well-established and reputable brand, and we're just looking to expand, So my already made supplies, plus the crew I have working back for me in Oldenburg, an order for an outpost of this size, no, that's easily attainable. Plus 3 to 4 days of travel, perhaps maybe 7 days was a little aggressive, barring the kobold attack that I'm not sure the roads are safe, but your quartermaster here, do you have a local person who maintains your arms and armor, or does that all come from the castle?
We do happen to have a gentleman here who tends to our weaponry and our armory, yes. I can go get him if you'd like to speak to him. Now, granted, it is...
No, between you and me, is he trained? When you come in with chips and gouges in your weaponry, do you find you get them back in an acceptable manner?
They have served us well, as he points his sword at you. Do you see any notches in this blade?
Oh, you poor man! Look at the wave of the edge. There's no way that holds for an entire battle. Look down the side and see how it caters to one edge. That's sharp, sure, but 2-3 attacks.
Hang on, I gotta step away for a second. Hang on, sorry.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's your competence?
Great. But do you think it would be okay if I just went ahead and set up the tents?
Sounds like a good plan. We totally aren't metagaming while he's away.
Okay.
I wonder if I can get us inside the gates.
You're gonna have to speak to that quartermaster dude then.
Camp here for all we need. We don't need to be trapped in the gates.
Yeah, I was just gonna camp out on this lawn. It's a pretty green lawn over here.
Also, we don't have tents.
Well, I can still set up camp.
We've got the fire, we've got horses, we've got poop. What all do you need?
You're welcome.
Did you hear the one about the guy who got diarrhea while camping? It got intense.
Are you browsing r/dad's jokes?
No, I love her.
What do you think made that subreddit?
Alright, sorry about that. Had a potential child emergency. We're fine.
It's cool, we totally weren't metagaming.
No, totally. I would not expect that.
So you poor man. No offense to the man maintaining your arms and armor, but he is no craftsman. That is an apprentice to mid-level journeyman work at best, and someone who needs to attend Bloodbath and Beyond Master Craftsman Shop maintaining arms and armor. That is something that comes standard with every weapon we sell to an establishment of your size. We meet with your quartermasters, we meet with your sub-quartermasters, and we train them on how best to maintain the arms and armor so that there is no way that would hold an edge in combat. I cannot believe that. Against a shield, no. My lovely lady could easily maintain her edge sword against that one in a round of combat. And I'm not even exaggerating with taking skill out of the equation. And a man of your pedigree surely would not be on the battlefield losing to the likes of a lady. Don't hate me for this.
That's a lot to take in. Hold on. So the guard who walked up afterwards looks at the gnome and says, "You there. Does this guy always talk so much?" "Hey, you gnome."
Sorry, on mute. He is a bit verbose at times, but definitely well-meaning.
You guys just caught him on a slow day.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if he's always... I mean, it's you know, the moon is nearly high. Who the hell is this guy thinks he can sell his swords at this time of night? What? It's almost like he's trying to hide something, but I mean, I see the paperwork, you know, it seems to be in order.
He's very passionate about his craft and his work.
My good man, I don't have to sell
these themselves. He can be a bit exhausting. Are we okay to camp here?
Trust me, we need sleep.
If you've had to guard this gentleman, I don't blame you. He seems exhausting. I mean, it does seem... Everything seems in order. It's a bit unusual. We don't normally have people ask us to you know, camp out here. I don't necessarily see any harm in it. I will ask... This is not the guard talking. Let's roll me a, let's say a group persuasion check here. And we'll call it a DC 12.
Oh. Persuasion?
4 of the 5, I think y'all got it. There we go. I was, you know, group persuasion check. Overall, y'all beat it. So, if you guys want to set up shop, set up camp here, we're fine with it. I'll let the people know. Be wary of our wolf companions. They are a bit twitchy, especially if they smell meat. But they, you know, these two, we haven't given them the word, so they're fine. But I'll let the others know that you will be setting up camp out front. Will you be needing anything in particular?
A muzzle might come in handy at some point.
We might be able to arrange that. And he looks at you and gives you a wink.
I think we'll be okay. I'm the bookkeeper here. Thongren's made some promises. 7 days. He said 7 days, and I pull out a copy to the harbor, and I just turn the pages like it's my accounting book. And I go, well, we've got this 1,400 gold contract to fill in Oldenburg, 1,200 one in Jonesburg. Look, 7 days might be a stretch, but we'll talk business in the morning, and I think we're okay until then.
Roll me an insight check there, Raz. Okay. You just happen to see the guy's eyes light up just a little bit. Can't really make out much of it in the darkness, but he perked up a little bit about something you said. Okay, gentlemen and lady, I will go inform the guards. Now, we do have patrols around here, and at this time of night, there's not usually a lot of traffic down the road. But I can't make any promises that we will keep it down, but you are welcome to stay under our watch for the evening.
That's mighty generous of you.
Just be sure to, as you're going to talk to the people up at the castle, and put in a good word for us. We could always use some additional equipment and better quality equipment here. And the guards continue their patrols around this area.
Alright, so where are we, like, when he said under their watch, do you mean in the building or just out in the yard where we're at in here?
Out in the yard area. They did not offer you to stay in or to come in.
Alright, well, I guess we should probably still have some sort of our own watch.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. I don't know about those dogs.
We also were talking about 1,200 gold, this and that. So.
Oh, I just mentioned contracts. I didn't say we had any gold.
Yeah, but people might not understand that difference.
Touché.
And we probably are.
Alright, so who's taking first through fourth watch?
I'll take whenever, I guess, last watch till the sun's up.
I'll take second to last.
I'll do what the next one, whatever.
Alright.
I'll take first, I guess. Did somebody already call first?
Nope. Siona, Raz, Eldon,
Okay.
Corin. We've got the alarm set up, or is being set up.
Yeah, whatever wraps around it.
Okay.
But as been pointed out, they're already upon us if they're inside.
If you wake up, you've been murdered alone.
But at least you'd be awake to enjoy it.
If someone was trying to be stealthy, sneak in, they would set off the alarm. So.
I've always said I wanted to die in bed surrounded by loved ones, screaming as they're all stabbing me.
All right, well, let's go to sleep.
Yes. You
Why
go to
don't you
sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep forever.
Is anyone down hit points?
I am, but they'll be recovered overnight.
So it's not so much that you wouldn't.
No, it's fine.
I mean, long rest gives you all your hit points back.
Yeah, you get all your hit points.
Okay. One second. Ooh.
Guess that before going to bed, this would be
Yes.
the time we would sit and attune our charms.
Yes.
I'm pretty happy with mine unless someone wants it.
Which one did you get?
Sleeping Eye. Single use, magically slow an enemy. For 1 turn.
Pretty cool. 2 of us did.
Do we max out hit points now or in the morning?
It would. I think it's at the end of the rest.
Yeah.
And at some point I had someone give me like 4 temporary hit points. That goes away in the morning, right?
Yeah, they'll be gone by then.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I can do this.
No, you're fine. I just want just trying to make sure I get my character sheet right. We'll
We're worried
see
about
where
being
it goes.
8. I can always do this. So everybody can have 14 healing before going to bed.
All right. So pretty much everybody's going to be fully healed and ready to go.
I mean, I've got spells to spend.
Good to know. Okay, so as the evening goes on, Siona's watch goes uneventfully. As it gets later into the evening, during Raz's watch, he hears a good bit of arguing and a bit of grumbling coming from the second story. He sees some figures looking out the window down at the party. There's some pantomiming. He sees what appears to be some fingers pointing at the group. But it seems like there's a bit of an argument going on. Raz, since you're already up, roll me a perception check. Yeah, and an insight check. Okay. So you hear that, and you hear the voices are kind of have diminished to a dull roar, but from what you can tell, it sounds to you like there's nothing to worry about in terms of your best guess is that it sounds like somebody thought they had a grand idea and everybody else was informing them of how stupid of an idea it would be. Given, not that you know the details behind it. But the argument lasted for about 20, 30 minutes or so, off and on. But then, nothing else came out of it.
Back to sleep, everyone. We're just talking about a Transformers movie.
Nothing to see here.
It was terrible.
I don't even know which one you're talking about. They're pretty much all terrible, except for
each one's more terrible than the last.
I gave up after the dinosaur one.
Yeah, I've not seen the newest one yet.
So Eldon's watch and the rest of the watch come and go with no issue. So the morning comes. The guards have continued to patrol the area. You would have counted at least 5 different guards that you have noticed throughout the watch, and at least 2 different wolf creatures. You do recall Eldon hearing some hammering over in the first story building. A little bit sounded like some metal work was going on. It seems like the insulation of that room was fairly good, so the sound was muffled. But other than that, it was a fairly uneventful evening. No further travelers had come down the road yet, and it is now morning time.
Alright, well, I guess we should be on our way.
Okay.
I will walk up to. Is the guard on the map? Is he the guard on duty right now?
Yeah, he is. One second. I've got them marked on. I'm just going to swap them out. To you, they look the same. But yes, this is the guard on duty.
I didn't notice a thing. So I will walk up, stretch out a little bit, say good morning. Thank you for covering us while we took a rest last night. We appreciate it. But as discussed, we do have business in the castle, provisions to pick up, contracts to fill, and I'm filming through my book, just doing the numbers and the fake numbers in my head. Let's see. Thongrim talks a big game, but I suppose if they give us a decent rate at the castle, we can probably get back to you in 7 days with a good fresh order of weapons. But that said, of course, we do need to be on our way to the castle, so unless there's anything else, we will be heading there now.
Okay, well, it's fine by us. We have alerted the castle to be expecting you. They know that you are on their way, and thank you for putting in a kind word for us. And we look forward to seeing some new gear here, hopefully within the week.
Yes, indeed, and thank you for alerting them for us. You saved us the trouble. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. Anything we can do to help grease the wheels of the bureaucracy. You know how the church can be.
Yes, I do. Alerting them was very helpful for us. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Ta-ta.
All right. Safe travels.
Your quartermaster. His name again was.
You mean you don't know about Quartermaster Bill?
I'm headed to the castle to talk with the captain myself. I was unaware of your quartermaster's name. You know, we only deal with the top.
Well, you'll be looking for Bill Brasky over in the castle. He is the quartermaster of our domain here.
Oh yes, I've got him on my records here. He's I've heard he is a real, and I quote, son of a bitch.
Ah, I see that you have heard of Bill Brasky.
Yes, tales far and wide.
To Bill Brasky!
Yes, to Bill Brasky. In fact, I have a cashier's check that is literally labeled to Bill Brasky.
Well, all right then. Well, not sure why you have a check to him, but I'm not. It's your affair, not mine. Safe travels down the road. We have seen an uptick in some of the nefarious types here and there, so just be on the lookout.
Thank you for that. Off we go, and as always, remember that famous Bed Bath & Beyond motto. What is it, Thongrim?
Oh my God! I've been paying you for months now, and you don't even know the name of the store.
Well, first with this whole summer marketing thing with the Minotaur head, which I'm gotta tell you, you're not getting a lot of ROI out of, and these contracts I have to deal with, I can't keep track of every motto you throw out and pitch every event.
Oh my God, guys, can we just get on the freaking road now?
Yeah, okay, we're walking away. We're fake arguing to ourselves as we walk away.
I cast a pleading look back at the guards as I walk off.
He looks at you as like, good luck. You guys.
Which way do we go?
That way. You can't
Through this?
Congratulations.
I don't know. Do we go through the keep or just ride around it?
Follow the asphalt-looking stuff. Follow the asphalt road. So yes, you guys have successfessly talked your way out of another fight, except for Thongrim, who's decided to go bite a wolf or something. Like he's.
I didn't realize this was the road. I thought it was the brown part. So I was trying to. I don't know.
Hey, my map making skills
Pay
are
no
not the
attention.
best, okay?
Pay no attention.
Oh, I'm paying attention. I am paying attention. Kind of. Okay, so the road continues on, and
Party never ends.
so as you're moving on, I'm going to take a moment. Okay, so as you're traveling down the road, you get the feel that the castle is, it's nearer than it has been before. This journey has been 4 days in the making so far, this being the fourth day. So the road you've been following past the guard's tower, the border tower, it leads to a partial clearing near a small stream that flows around a mound of rocks. The rocks is that's about 20 feet high. Resting on top of those rocks is a strange-looking creature that appears to be sunning itself while a few goblins fish in the stream. You do see another goblin cooking fish over a small fire. This clearing is right off the road, and as you're coming up to it, they have not noticed you yet.
Just
Say a strange-looking creature. So it's not one of the goblins, it's something else?
Yes, it is something else.
would I know what it is?
You might roll me a nature check.
Nature. I should have cast guidance on.
Well, I mean,
spend all day casting guidance to everybody.
just I cast guidance. Guidance has been cast. Wait, guidance. So you notice this creature. It's you've never seen one in person, but you can tell. I mean, it is a winged beast. It looks, from what you can tell, to be a manticore.
So there's a goblin fishing next to a manticore.
Hey man, I don't write these things.
Is there a way to give them a wide berth so they can get around? As they haven't noticed us yet?
Remember, if we've learned anything, not all goblins are hostile. We have a cave of dead ones that we made that mistake on.
What are you doing?
Those were orcs.
I'm about to draw some. So,
No, those were goblins, weren't they?
Those were orcs.
What?
How long do you have?
About an hour.
Son of a goblin orcs.
Yes, the dreaded goblin orcs.
What was it back in that, like, 10 caves ago?
Yes,
Where we murdered a bunch of them and then realized they were friendly.
Only killed 2 out of 3.
Yes, the third one has gone off, and y'all have not heard of him since. He may or may not have made it.
But that was a goblin, right?
I thought it was a hobgoblin.
All 3 were orcs.
No, orcs. Yes. I just know it wasn't a goblin.
Evil or not, I'm not up for in a negotiating mood with goblins this morning. How many goblins do I see? There's one fishing. Do I notice anything else?
Hold on. I'm going to draw it out, or to the best of my ability, so 1 second, please. If y'all can drag, well, let me put the road on there. Let me do some drawing, and y'all throw yourselves on the map as soon as y'all figure out. Y'all will be coming in from the left. Okay, I think that's four goblins, one manticore-looking thing. Some of you are off the road. We are going to assume.
So what does the terrain look like off the road and on the road? The road being just. Are you going to put trees over there?
Yes, trees, and
Cover.
No, well, I mean it's trees, like a dense woodish area. Through, I can't paint, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, so I mean it's densely wooded through this area. And that area, I mean, it's fairly flat through that. But you've got this big 20-foot mound of rocks here.
So wooded, but nothing really stands out as an obstacle.
Yeah, I'd say that. So, let me do one more thing. Just road continues off that way. Alright, so you guys are coming in. They're on the far side of this clearing. Roughly 100 feet, 85 feet or so. Okay, so you guys have not necessarily made enough noise to alert them. What do you do?
I really don't think negotiating's going to work with that manticore in the way. We can try, but I think the best thing might be to just sneak up on them and lob what we've got.
I mean, goblins do love gold.
Yeah, but manticores love killing.
It's just, yeah, they love meat.
We make the goblins smell like.
I mean, at this point, I mean, just assessing the situations. If the goblins aren't dead yet, they may have something on. They're either a pet manticore or the other way around.
Hey, Thongrim, who do you think's in charge over there?
I mean, if I was guessing, let's see, it wouldn't be the fisherman, and it wouldn't be... Nope, it's the giant, fat, and lazy one. No goblin is getting fat unless he ain't doing no work. He's the one in charge.
What if we snuck up north along the forest, and then I really don't think we're going to be able to negotiate. Either we get out all together, or if we're going to tackle these guys, we need the element of surprise. And if we're going to do the latter, then let's pick one of these forests, come up, lob what we've got, and clear out these goblins. Maybe I can do my best to keep this manticore under control for a bit, but I can't guarantee anything.
Think we can get our horses into trees?
It's like your horses and your mastiff are always magically tied or tethered to a tree during a fight. I mean, if it comes down to that.
I'm thinking of moving around this whole thing, trying to get past them, move along.
Y'all tell me.
Alright. I've got a battle plan. If we can get just to the edge of the forest here, I can light up these goblins up here in the corner. Like, literally fair fire. Light them up, and then we've got whatever we've got. Javelins, bows, short bows, daggers. We just hit them from a distance, and then when they finally figure it out, we just charge in.
You know the manticore can fly, don't you?
Well, like I said, hopefully it can take care of that next round. Next.
Metagaming!
Let me see us.
What if I go in and try to negotiate a passage? Eldon, Raz, Siona, to the trees, Corin, that fancy saddle of yours. Do you think with a distraction you might be able to slip it on the manticore?
You mean the saddle that Quinn has?
Does he have it? I thought it was...
Corin has the bag.
Corn has a bag of poop.
I didn't realize he still had this.
Even better.
What is this in the middle?
It's a rock.
A mound
Like
of
an
stones.
island in the pond, or
It's a mound of stones or rocks 20 feet high, on top of which a manticore is sunning itself.
I mean, if we're gonna attack, we should just split up into the forest and come at it that way.
I made a mistake on how I described it. It should be 3 of these guys down here in the river fishing and 1 cooking. Sorry.
They're all bow fishing.
Yeah, bow fishing it is.
And one of them's bow cooking.
You takes what you can get with the tokens.
If I can get just to the edge of the forest, like I said, I can light those guys up and we can start tossing what we've got at it. It would give us a good leg up before that manticore figures things out and starts, eyeballing us.
Well, we should move quickly because, otherwise they're going to spot us.
Yeah. So I will be right behind you, Cord.
You want to go north or south?
South. We need to hit those gang of 3 real quick. Take them out as quick as we can, I think.
How close do you need to be?
60 feet. That'll do it.
Alright, I'm gonna, I guess, lead us into the woods down here.
So that would be rough terrain for you guys?
The forest? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Eldon, let me get that weird Blacky Eye book.
What?
The blinding book.
What are you planning?
Blinding a manticore. Blind manticore plus delicious meat smell.
Not sure the manticore is going to be interesting.
Alright, so are you in range?
Everyone ready to lob what they've got? And everyone have something they can lob, or are they just going to charge in?
Hold on.
I haven't cast anything yet, Adam. I'm just
I know.
Trying to figure out
getting
what
my square ready.
No, I'm with you. I'm tracking what's going on here. I'm just waiting.
Kind of.
I'm waiting on the initiative call.
This is not an attack.
Nope.
120 is... What is that?
100.
Disadvantage range.
But 30 advantage range? Ugh.
30, yeah. You gotta be within 30 yards.
But it'll be a flat roll.
Anybody need guidance? When should I give this to?
The people throwing shit.
Well, let me give that. Does it? What fairy fire? Is that? Would that be affected by it?
No, because it's
No.
not them, the roll.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can give guidance to someone who wants to roll, use it for their initiative roll.
Oh, how about me?
So Eldon touches himself.
The paper boy.
That's
Got
strong.
some inspiration in my pocket.
Just check the front pocket.
Just real down deep. You just got fish around for it.
Alright, well, let's do this.
I may never take a night off just for you all.
All right. So we are doing this thing. Let's go ahead and call our initiative, and the first round will be surprised because they did not notice you.
Okay. Oh. I should have kept that later.
You are inspired, Corin, along with your guidance.
Where'd the turn tracker go?
That is a good question.
Oh.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can add one to mine.
Mine too.
I'm adding one. Sienna, Eldon, Diagram, Corin. I don't see you on the pile there, Raz.
There we go. And it was a 8 both times. Interesting.
All right. All right. Well, nobody noticed you guys coming in. So, let me get our disaster music going on. It's been far too long since we've had that. All right. So, Siona, what are you doing?
Oh, is it okay.
Yeah,
The spell should go up first, right? That's how we're opening combat.
Yeah, so before everyone goes, I say, all right, when you see the sparks fly,
yes,
throw what you've got.
yes. So the spell is what's triggering all of this. So we have Fairy Fire, and that is... I know I've got to roll something for those guys.
You wanna?
Dex save.
Oh. Do you have a spell card for me?
All right. So left one first. Right one last. Two of three ain't bad. Two of them are aglow.
So how far does that forest extend? All the way to the edge of the road?
Yes.
So I guess I'm assuming everyone's holding their action, and that would just be my turn in the surprise initiative.
I think now we're in the initiative.
Yeah, the way I was doing it is the spell triggered the initiative.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm saying it's a, the goblins were taken off guard, and the manticore was sunning itself and was partially asleep, but is quickly becoming less asleep.
Now I'm one.
Okay, I'm gonna move up some.
Okay, so the tree line is difficult terrain, by the way.
So if I use 10 to get out, I'm on normal terrain, so I still have 20 left.
If your speed
Is that how that works?
If your speed is, where were you?
30.
So yeah, every 5 feet. So if you were there 5, yes, correct. I'll go with it.
No.
And I want to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
on the one closest to me. And then I'll throw a javelin.
Which one is closest to you? You talking goblin or manticore?
Goblin.
All right. That is a hit.
So 13.
He did. You made quick work of him.
That's the end of my turn.
Gabe,
Yep.
Eldon, you is up.
I guess, see, I'm confused now. I should have been cast my bless going into this, but
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
No.
There's
I
only
saw the spell card going.
so that was my guidance to myself. But yeah,
You can't have guidance and bless going at the same time.
right. Guidance has been used, so I guess that would have canceled
That's
out.
what. Yeah, you couldn't have bless before that because guidance would have turned it off.
Right. So everyone's was still within 30. Okay. So the standard 3 was Siona Thongrim and Raz. No.
Going.
Orin. Sorry. Yeah. So you all have bless.
Yep.
And probably going to stay right here. Meaning I'm done.
Gotcha. All right. Surprise. Surprise. Thongrim.
So, tree line is just where the blue is?
Up to that road here. To that line. So
that'll be 25,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Alright, my character sheet closed. Hold on.
And what were you attacking?
The manticore.
Okay, well, with a 15, that is a hit. The manticore has a javelin newly implanted into it. It is most certainly awake now. Anything else?
Gotta draw that aggro early.
Well,
I'll use my bonus action to use my rage. And then that'll be it. Roar!
we'll say that's rage. All right. Raz, you are up. You started this mess. What do you want to do next?
So do I actually get something, or was the fairy fire my surprise action?
That we're saying that was what started all of this, so I'm letting you do something. May not be the right call, but that's what I'm doing.
Okay, in that case, let me see here. Don't think I can make the distance, but yeah, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna walk up a couple feet behind Thongrim.
Okay, so you're sneaking through the woods up behind him.
I will do a vicious mockery on the big baddie.
Alrighty. Wisdom save. Chappelle.
Yeah, well, you take that 1 damage and you like it.
Except he doesn't. He saved.
Oh, does half damage round down? Yeah.
It's no damage.
Oh shit, that's right.
It blinks.
And I'm done.
Corin.
Should have said it in Goblin.
Alright, I'm going to, let's see, 10, 20, 30, and then I'll bonus action dash to, let's say there. What is that, just 15 feet? So I'm going to take a shot at this guy up here, the one cooking, with my bow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll my 1d4. So 14.
Miss.
Alright, then I'm gonna use my last 15 and move back some, and I am done.
Well, the manticore is now fully awake. Rears its ugly head and unleashes a...
Wait, isn't it still the surprise round?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
So he ain't surprising shit. He going one more round with nothing.
But he is awake now, and I'm going to say he is now standing up, roaring at you.
Oh, it's fine. This is the end of the first round, though, right?
Yes, this is the end of the first round. So, the best he was going to do anyway was a ranged attack. But you're right. He is now standing up. He has roared. He is fully awake, and he is now angry. So the guy who's fishing is looking at this and going, "Ah, hell no!" And he's talking, yelling at these other guys, pointing at you all, you fellas. And he draws his bow and takes a shot at Thongrim. Lost the fight. Lost the roll. So, takes a shot at Thongrim. With his short bow.
Miss.
Ooh.
Hope you have better luck hitting fish.
He's going to move back been putting the big mound of rocks between him, and most of you. And
Is that provide cover then?
It's line of sight. So.
Okay.
So, I mean, 20 feet tall, so you wouldn't be able to see him unless you got around it. So, we'll take that into account. Kind of cover-ish, depending on where you fire from, if you fire from. Siona.
Okay. I'm gonna move up and move my hunter's mark to the goblin that's closest to me. And can I hold my attack for if anything comes in range?
You're holding your attack for what?
If anything comes in range.
Okay, so you're going to hold a short, your melee attack.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's it.
Right. I moved up a bit, and then I cast Sacred Flame on the Manticore. And the Manticore needs to dexterity save.
Gotcha. All right.
And that's when you disappear.
So
that'll do it.
Yeah. All right. Was that the end of your turn?
Essentially.
All right. Good try. I liked it. So this guy up here is going to try to return the favor. Should be line of sight, so he's going to tee one up at Corin.
That misses.
And misses. He's going to shuffle up to this mound of rocks and take cover behind it. Right there. So the one closest to Siona doesn't like being that close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moves out of the way and shoots an arrow as it gets to its resting place and shoots at Siona. For 18.
Just noticed your Manticore saved it. Is that in?
18 is a hit, right?
Yeah.
You take that 3 damage.
Taken.
He giggles to himself. Ha ha! And Thungrum.
Is it rough terrain climbing?
Yes.
Yes, that's how we built it last time.
Unless you're a thief.
I mean, I didn't know if this was a climb, right? Like,
Climbing in general is rough terrain.
It's 20 feet tall. It's a big rock if it's 20 feet tall.
It's a mound of rocks. So we'll say there's a lot of gravelly area around here, but this is a substantial pile of rocks.
Can you tell me more about the rocks?
Well, it's kind of a pile, about 20 feet tall.
What's it made of?
Rock. We'll say chunks of granite. Why not? Let's see here. Well, give me a second.
I'm just messing with you. You don't have to.
It's not stonework anyway, so.
Well, I didn't know if it could have been. Yeah, is it remains of a building?
Thousands of years ago.
Alright, I'm gonna throw this javelin at him then. Actually, no, I will follow suit and ready a melee action and do nothing else.
Okay. Raz, you see everybody readying actions. You're hiding in the woods.
I'm going to take an action, but this is the DM's call. If I move here,
Point it out again.
it should be 30 feet. So if I move here, would you say I have line of sight on the sparkly goblin here,
10,
given the slope of the rock?
15, 20, 25, 30. I see you one square behind.
Say that again.
I see you started where? Here? Remember, you've got at least 5 feet of terrain.
Wait, rough terrain was...
So,
He goes
It ends at the line.
Oh, I would have moved farther last round. Okay. I did not know that.
yeah, so I see you either here or down one square.
That kind of changes things for me.
You can always throw something at the manticore if he heads this way. He's likely to encounter a interrupt.
If only you were a warlock.
I'll just take a hand crossbow shot at the... with neither advantage nor disadvantage then. At the sparkly goblin.
Okay. That is a miss.
Yep, I'm done.
Corin.
Alright, I am going to move there. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a shot at the advantage guy.
Yep.
I assume that hits.
Yep, that hits.
I can almost assume he just died. So that's 15 damage.
Yep, he died.
Alright, so then I'm going to use my remaining movement and my bonus action to run back into the trees and go prone.
Okay.
Skidded forward as he died.
Well, I was trying to put the marker on him and it wouldn't let me. Okay. So the pissed off manticore has been biding its time, angrily looking at things. And jumps and flies down to here. Lands within melee range, which I think now triggers your melee attack, Sienna. Yes, that is a hit.
Want to use
14.
that?
Okay.
Wait, is this the Manticore?
Yes.
It's just 13 then.
Yeah, it's just 13. So it's the Manticore. And the Manticore has multi-attack and will be biting you 3 times. And only getting you with the last one. For 14. So it swoops down, takes a swipe from your longsword, and chomps down on you at least once. How do you care to respond to this thing?
Oh. What do you mean respond?
It's your turn. You're up.
Oh. I didn't know it was my turn.
I was trying to flow narratively and failed.
Okay. I'm gonna move around it.
Okay. That is a hit.
And I want to smite as well for the first time ever in the game.
I was going to say, I've not heard you use those words before. Alright.
Oh.
Damn, 30 damage.
There's our new record.
You have just put a hurtin' on this Manticore, and it is very pissed off at you right now. Anything else? I believe that's your turn.
I'm looking to see. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
That was without honey.
Eldon, you're camping out in the woods there.
Yeah. Am. Okay. Guess I'm not gonna get line of sight from here, am I? That's.
So what are you trying to look at?
Well, no, of the two
No.
guys.
No, not at all.
So I will merge and hope he can't save in his hurt state. Against the sacred flame. It's on the Manticore.
He did not. So 5 damage.
Adding some more radiant damage to him.
Anything else?
And that will be it.
So the one hiding out here by the rocks is going to move up just a tick. Still covering behind this guy, but he's going to shoot a short bow arrow at Lady Siona. Seeing as that she is clearly the biggest threat on the board. And misses. But still cowers behind this rock. The one up top on the road now follows suit. Missing. And moves back a good bit. Thangren. Okay.
Commence flag!
Gives you advantage.
Oh, wait, plus crap salad. Hold on.
Do not want. What'd you say, Gorn?
+2.
I was saying it's +2 for rage.
Yep, +2.
Okay. He's bleeding.
That's it.
Raz.
Would you say I can move to the front of the Manticore in that spot in the river?
Yeah, you can stand in the river.
Okay, I'll move the 30 feet. And I will stage whisper loudly into his ear. You wanted to sleep all day. Well, now you can sleep forever. And I'll cast Dissonant Whispers.
No damage, no flee. Okay. Wisdom save.
How many 15s have you rolled?
For you, all of them. No.
But it still takes half damage.
Rounded down. Very angry Manticore. Very bloody Manticore. Anything else?
Think I'm done.
Corin, you're laying down over there.
Alright, well, I'm going to stand up, and so that's 15 to stand up, and then I'll move there to get my full 30. And then I'll dash and get, let's say, right there. And I'll take a shot at the Manticore.
That is a hit.
And so I lose my mouse cursor. Mouse cursor. So 18 damage.
Would you care to explain what you did?
Well, I shot it in the back. Right in the spine.
Well, he did not like that. I can tell you that as he died. And gets all sorts of different things. Except for that one. He died.
My pancreas.
My duodenum's acting up.
I do want them, yeah.
Alright, anything else? Mr. Rogue?
Oh no, I'm out of things to do, so I'm done.
Alright, Siona. You see this big hulking beast just lying dead in front of you. What would you like to do?
I will move up there and throw a javelin at that one that's got my hunter's mark.
Alright. Hunter's mark is advantage, yes?
I think it's just extra damage.
You get a 1d4.
Yeah, it takes at least a 14 to hit.
Oh.
$15 to hit a goblin. Is that what it is?
At least. I know 14's a miss.
So a 9 is a miss.
Okay.
Eldon.
Right. Yeah, move to there. How far is that? 50 feet?
Yes.
Okay. So I can Sacred Flame. Of course, yeah, I know. No, I'm going to get the guy closer. Can I see him now from here? I mean, all I have to do is...
Yeah, I'd say yes, you can see him.
He gets no advantage to Sacred. So I'll call it on this.
Okay. Boom.
Doesn't save, so it takes
No.
7 to burn. Gianna, are you okay? Like,
I mean, I'm about half.
She's kind of bruised and battered.
yeah. Oh, I'll leave it. You're tough. That's it.
Alrighty. This goblin is going to continue to put some space between him and most of you guys. I'm going to stop at the tree line, take a shot at Siona. Missing. And take the rest of his move into the forest. So the one next to Siona is going to take a shot and continue to try to flee. And he runs away, leaving the battlefield. Thangram.
I mean,
That would be a hit.
+2?
Would
Or
you
is that on like a melee attack?
It doesn't matter either way. How would you like to explain what has happened to this poor goblin as you lob this javelin at him?
I'm gonna run up and kind of, hold the left arm out, kind of thumb up, trying to gauge the distance, and just kind of let one fly. Just kind of catch him as he's running towards the tree and kind of stake him.
It's a way to go. You got him, though. And I believe that is everybody.
What time of day was this?
This would be early morning. You say 9.
Do we care enough to go after one of those goblins? Because I can track him. Because he still has Hunter's Mark on him.
All right, so yes, you can do that if you want to. Eldon, to answer your question, it's mid-morning, say 9, 10 o'clock. You know, you just left the guard shack. You came up across this after an hour or two down the road. So do y'all want to go chase the goblin?
Do we care that much?
I don't.
Eh.
Whose spell lasts an hour?
Did we injure him at all?
No.
He'd been dead if we had.
I'm gonna collect my javelins.
Okay.
I think Sacred Flame was the only thing we had that wasn't going to insta-kill them.
Hey now. Okay, then I'll cast one last spell onto Thongrim, Siona, and flip a coin once it.
I'm usually ranged, so I probably don't need it.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
This
So
is aid, right?
yeah, I'm just gonna, since it's getting close to the middle of the day. That's an 8-hour, no concentration needed. You guys get 5 extra hit points.
Are we taking a short rest?
We don't have to for that. I just cast them.
I'm saying she took a lot of damage.
I'm at 15.
Okay. There fish in a fire here, right? So
We can loot the bodies.
were you the only one that took damage?
Yep.
So looking through all of the 3 goblin corpses, you see their equipment is not worth much of anything, but they do happen to have between collectively 16 copper, 14 silver. The manticore in and of itself has no treasure on it, but if you wish to dismantle it for various things, feel free to take a trophy. If you
Is there
wish.
anything up on the top of the mound he was hanging out on?
There'd be some scat up there if you want it.
Oh, cool, cool.
You might want to wipe those boots off.
I'll go trounce around in the shallows.
Okay. So we have taken a short rest. Yes? Did I hear that correctly?
I think that sounds...
And what's that silver count again?
We've got a campfire, and might as well take advantage. Are you using hit dice?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't guidance help on that one?
No, but that Song of Rest would.
Oh, who had that? That's not me. That's... Oh.
Get an extra D6.
That's your top. Is that, I mean, is that something you can only do once, or?
Nope, everyone gets the effect every time we take a short rest.
Okay, so that's...
Just singing, playing my lute over here in the corner.
Unless we're in a dungeon trying to hide, I'll just assume that's always going.
Okay.
So, Thongrim is over there starting to dismantle the manticore. You can get, let's say, you want to, he has...
We don't have to think. We don't have to do it right now if you don't want to.
Okay.
Don't think about it.
Yeah, we
were...
Go ahead.
Hey, Thongrim, those claws would make really good knuckles for your gloves. Or do you have gloves?
I forget what a manticore looks like.
You can hold the spikes in between your knuckles, Wolverine.
It's usually like a 3-part animal. It's like part goat, part scorpion, part lion.
Hold on, let's see if we can get a picture.
Similar to the Sphinx. Head of a human, body of a lion, tail of a scorpion. That's awfully different knowing that it had a person face.
Yep, probably could have talked to us. But some of them just have lion faces. Like if you look, it just depends on the lore.
Wow, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
Oh,
That's a lot of. Can we delete that? Jesus.
Whoops.
Otherwise, it's gonna keep it in there forever.
I don't even see it anymore. I just see blonde, brunette.
Yeah, the official
Well,
listed it's a vaguely
Manticore at
humanoid
3,
head.
so it had all blonde, brunette, and red.
There you go.
So yeah, it's like a tiger bat, tiger dragon scorpion thing.
Bad bear pig.
Did you do it again?
No.
Did you really?
Did I do it again?
Yeah.
Damn it, sorry.
Get your ass to
Oh, there
Bitly.
it goes. There it goes.
We'll have to see. I was reading something the other day about whether or not you should be able to like skin and eat animals. You know, whether or not you should be able to get hides and meat and stuff as you travel and D&D adventures. And they were like, there's not really a exact mechanic for it, but like you would think if you were out killing bears and stuff like that, you'd be, if you knew what you were doing, you'd be able to do it. Something to think about for next week.
I'm okay kind of winging it as we go, because I mean we've been kind of dismantling things and taking teeth and all sorts of random shit. I know Quinn had a affinity for taking treasures, taking trophies from different things. So I mean, taking a look at this picture that you've got here, I'd say I know there's 24 tail spikes available. You got some fleshy wing type stuff, teeth, let's say claws from the front paws. Whatever you want to harvest there, and we'll figure out if we can.
I'll collect from it whatever helps me cast spells, so I don't have to.
Ooh, manticore tail flail.
I was thinking that too, but if I could carry it. And I've got this nice little staff now.
So are we resting up and whatnot and pick it up here next time?
Yep, this is a good place to call it. And you let me know what y'all want to harvest from that, and if we want to try to hack something together, weaponry or whatever, we'll figure that out. Just put it on the inventory sheet.
I guess if anyone wants to trade charms, we can do it in email or something.
Yep, that works for me as well.
You're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Trade mine in for gold, please.
That will eventually be an option.
Where is the nearest Poke Center?
I'm going to ship
Trade
this
that
Pokemon back to the professor for some candy.
Want to trade that gold in for a magic short bow?
Alrighty, so we will call that here.